Лондон зовет Арсенал, и его знаменитый стадион принимает сегодня своего давнего, старого, ну как хотите любое слово подбирайте, соперника принципиального, тоже подойдет, потому как Арсенал и Манчестер Юнайтед команды совсем недавно бились за главный титул в этой стране, а теперь все они в погоне за другой манчестерской командой. Но она их интересует поскольку сегодня они сходятся лицом к лицу. Чтобы увидать лицо или нет, посмотрим, что из этого всего
показали бы. Потому что там Манчестер, ну, в принципе, добился большого перевеса достаточно быстро. Великолепной реализации большинства. И самое...
12 матчей без поражений, 7 в этом сезоне. И вполне...
В последней возможной степени. Вот, наверное, причина тому статистика их взаимоотношений, да?
Да. С другой стороны, 2 поражения подряд от Арсенала на этом стадионе. Можем взять прошлый май, когда Манчестер Юнайтед уже отдавал чемпионат, и важно было выиграть Лигу Европы, чтобы попасть в Лигу чемпионов. Ну, в общем, история взаимоотношений между Жозе и Арсеном в пользу португальца. История взаимоотношений последнего времени Арсенала и Манчестер Юнайтед на поле в Лондоне в пользу лондонской же команды.
Поехали о составах.
Давай, Арсенал то же самое. Калька абсолютная с той игры, которая была против Хаддерсфилда. И тем интереснее. Фальстарт, да. В воротах Петр Чех, 3 центральных защитников, Косельни 6.
Pogba back to Valencia, room to shoot on the right foot. And the opening goal. Skips around Mustafi, into the area it goes to Martial. Here's Lingard flew through, 2-0. Ozil, Alexis, quick. Silva movement, here's Ramsey away from goal. Koscielny, will he get the shot away? Koscielny does well, then dives in. Pogba's around him, Lingard!
And here we go again. We're 30 minutes away from battle commencing right there. Right here, we've got 2 men who've played in 46 of these fixtures between them. Rio Ferdinand and Martin Keown, and a man who's won 3 Premier League titles as well, Frank Lampard. Lovely to see you all. So, back in 2003 then, your wife thought you overstepped the mark.
She did, bless her. She was my biggest fan in football, and I rang her up and she said, no, I think you've gone and done it now. The clamour from the media was huge. Half the team were suspended, huge fines we all got. But that game, we loved it. We absolutely loved it, and I think that's the mentality.
You were bang out of order.
It was just passion, my fella.
No, it was
passion.
out of order. Well, you're lucky we didn't see it. We turned round because he missed a penalty, and you was all over him like a rash.
What was out of order? That no one came to his rescue from a Man United shirt.
Unbelievable.
You right there, Frank?
Yes, mate. Let me know when you need me.
Okay. Right, just to let you know that we're live until 9 o'clock tonight. You can see Premier League this evening, and I think there'll be plenty of conversations like this happening. But right now, let's hear from the managers ahead of this one. As you've already seen, this fixture remains as fiery as ever.
Arsene, we've just seen LACAZETTE get off the bus. What's the latest on him then?
He will play because recovered quite surprisingly. We ruled him out, but we had a scan of that was positive, and he practiced yesterday and he felt all right.
Good news for you, Matic is fit to play. He's such a shield and a link for your midfield.
He wants to play. I'm not sure that he's completely fit to do it, but he wants to play, and I trust his experience. I trust his feeling, and we start with him because he's an important player for us.
We saw United creating chances, scoring 4 goals away from home in midweek. Is this game going to be anything like that? How do you approach it?
We approach the way I was telling yesterday in the press conference. When we have the ball, we want to attack. When Arsenal has the ball, we have to defend.
You take the game to United as fortune favoured the brave today?
Yes, of course, we'll try to dictate the game every time we can, and that's certainly what Man United will try to do as well. So it's to be efficient with the ball, and our team who is very quick on counter-attack, very strong as well. So we need a solid team defensive performance as well.
The Arsenal team includes LACAZETTE. Has that surprised you?
Surprised me because the manager told that he was out, so that's a bad start. That's a bad start when we say things that in the end doesn't happen. But that's not a problem. It's just a striker, a good striker, like Giroud is a good striker, like Welbeck is a good striker. So, you know, we know that they have in these three players, three very good options. So it's just a question of different qualities, but great players.
Well, let's confirm the teams then. As you can see, both unchanged from their last Premier League games, which they both won. Two headlines to come out of that. First of all, Matic. Jose saying he's not 100% fit, but he trusts the player. That's a risk to take in a game like this, Frank.
Well, it's a risk he obviously thinks is worth taking. I think he trusts Matic. I think he's a sort of player crucial in a game like this to stop the supply line for Ozil and Sanchez for Arsenal. If it's a risk, he's obviously decided it's a massive game and he wants to win it.
OK, well, there he is, warming up. On the opposite side, Lacazette. Now, just to be clear, Arsene Wenger said on Thursday he is not fit to play at the weekend. 2 days later, he starts for Arsenal. Have we seen some mind games here then?
Maybe, I don't know. But listen, if it's a muscle injury and you come off midweek, I would never normally expect to see a player turning out at the weekend. But obviously, maybe it might have been neuro, I don't know. And in today's day, there's so many different little niggles and injuries that people kind of mask over. But listen, he's fit, there's no denying that, and he's out here to play and play for his team.
I think he was taken off, wasn't he, at half-time, and there was a bit of doubt in his mind. He's had a scan on it, he's confirmed it's fine. And I think it's a great news for Arsenal, really. They want to keep that front three together, and he will be a real threat tonight for Manchester United. OK,
well, let's talk then about Arsenal's attacking intent. The last two games, Mesut Ozil has been incredible, which is probably as pleasing for the Arsenal fans as it is frustrating.
Yeah, it's certainly pleasing. I mean, he got a lot of credit for the game against Tottenham. I mean, a lot of the to be that little bit sharper, that little bit in that final pass, because he has the quality.
I think that's down to Arsene Wenger. I mean, as a player, I think all of us standing here now would say that comes from within a lot. But some players need it cajoled, need it dragging out of them. And I think when he was at Real Madrid, you saw the urgency, you saw the intensity at more times, more often than not. I think Arsene Wenger maybe is that little bit more relaxed of a manager. I think he needs grabbing sometimes, shouting at, and demanding from him a bit more to get that out of him.
I think Ozil needs to be more ruthless as a player, and you get the feeling he plays for fun. Recently against Spurs was probably his best performance of the season. We want to see that again. The very next game, being cynical, at Burnley, he wasn't fit, he wasn't available. Why? Now we'll see tonight whether he really wants it. These are big games and he has to turn up for his team, and if he goes at the end of the season, then he goes with the fans' blessing.
Talking of going, what do you make of these reports linking him to Manchester United? He solves a problem position in the number 10 role for them, and as you've already said, Jose knows how to get the best out of it.
Listen, since he signed in the Premier League, he's had the most assists and the most chances created in the Premier League. So that tells you the standard of play that he's got. Like I said before, when he was at Real Madrid, I played against him at Real Madrid. He was a different player than what I've seen here. The pace, he's deceptively quick. And if you can get that out of him with the ability, and he's a technician. If you can get that going, I'd take him at Man United all day. The free transfer, no doubt.
Definitely you would take him, but you do need the extra bit out of him. He has to start affecting these games. He definitely can affect this game today because of the quality.
Jose will get that out of him.
He can sign a pre-contract agreement in just a month's time, and that'll be difficult.
I'm taking him off you.
Rio signing the deal already. The Arsenal-United rivalry continues here, and it will continue out there very shortly. After the break, do you think he's made special plans for tonight and for City? Because he would have looked at these two games as so critical to their season.
Yeah, I think Jose's a planner. He deals in points, not so much performances. He wants results. This schedule, these two games would have stuck out at the start of the season. Even more important now that they find themselves possibly going 14 points behind Manchester City.
If they lose them both,
if they lose the both of them, even in December, you're going to say that's too big a gap to make up.
What are they thinking right now in the Arsenal dressing room? I mean, confidence at this club, particularly at home, is sky high at the moment.
It is. I mean, the record at home is absolutely a different animal at home. I think for Arsene Wenger, over the years, Mourinho has always been his nemesis, and he hasn't really been able to conquer that. Last year, of course, that changed, and I feel this could be the start of a big run for Wenger against Mourinho in that head-to-head. I feel confident as the game comes up that Arsenal can win this game. They can generate the same atmosphere in the stadium and the energy on the pitch as they did against Spurs recently.
We'll head to North London ahead of the big one. It is Arsenal against Manchester United. The team news, the all-important team news is in, and it's interesting, Robbie Earle.
Yeah, it's the same team that started against Huddersfield midweek. I think that's Arsenal's strongest 11. Petr Cech, 3 clean sheets in his last 3 Premier League appearances. Arsenal have been better with this back 3, more stability. Skoda and Mustafi's been a key to that. Bellerin and Kolasinac in the wide areas, they're excellent, defending and attacking. Xhaka and Ramsey, they've got to restrict their runs forward. This is a crucial area of the pitch. And up front, the big news, ALEXANDRE LACAZETTE does start. All the rumours were he'd missed a game with a groin. He's got 7 Premier League goals, and Alexis and Ozil, they're in good form as well.
And former United player Danny Welbeck is on the bench, who scored in each of the last 3 against his old club. Here's Arsene Wenger.
Arsene, we've just seen Lacazette get off the bus. What's the latest on him then?
He will play because recovered quite surprisingly. We ruled him out, but we had a scan of that was positive, and he practiced yesterday and he felt all right.
So he declared himself fit yesterday. How big a risk is it?
There is no risk apart from the recurrence, and we'll see. But overall, there is no risk, you know.
Manchester United's 1-11.
Also unchanged, and I don't think it's the best back three. Eric Bailly is injured, so is Phil Jones, but it's Lindelof, Smalling and Rojo in that back area. And their player that they've got fit is Nemanja Matic. He had a muscle problem, but he's been okay to start this game alongside Paul Pogba. Ashley Young, 2 goals against Watford, continues on the left-hand side. And Jessie Lingard, I think, is going to be a critical, crucial player in this game, in that midfield area, in behind the front two. And Anthony Martial, who's in good form, and Romelu Lukaku.
Jose Mourinho, 1 defeat in 13 Premier League games against Arsene Wenger. That defeat was this game last season. Here he is.
Jose, shall we start with the team news? Good news for you, Matic is fit to play. He's such a shield and a link for your midfield.
He wants to play. I'm not sure that he's completely fit to do it, but he wants to play. And I trust his experience. I trust his feeling. And we start with him because he's an important player for us.
We saw United creating chances, scoring 4 goals away from home in midweek. Is this game going to be anything like that? How do you approach it?
We approach the way I was telling yesterday in the press conference. When we have the ball, we want to attack. When Arsenal has the ball, we have to defend.
Just a few moments ago, the United players took to the field. United need to close that 8-point gap, of course, back down to 5 on City with the Manchester derby next weekend.